As we've been working our way here through this final week of June, it has been very summer-like temperature-wise, as we've seen nearly every day this week heading into or at least towards those 90s. Now we are seeing that we'll have again some of that warmth as we roll into our Thursday, with the day starting off with that warm sunshine. Might be able to achieve the 90s, but then we are looking at some strong afternoon storms, similar setup to what we had for our Wednesday. Now we are noting that a warm front is going to fall across our area for our Thursday, and then into our Friday, a frontal system, a cold front at that, is going to be departing, and that could still fire up a few storms depending on arrival, but it is going to bring us a bit of a pullback, and those temperatures could even settle into the 70s on Saturday. But we will quickly go from cool to warm over the weekend. We're right back into our Sunday. We could be heading back towards the 90s. Now, Sunday is our last day of June, and then we head into July, which will have some more talk on those summer-like conditions. But here, as we head into our Thursday, day starts off with that sunshine as mentioned and brings us that potential of almost hitting 90 degrees. But we are watching that those storm chances will be moving their way into the afternoon. Now, those storms could bring some gusty winds, but with or without the storms, it is going to be a little bit of a breezy day. We're at least going to funnel in some of those more westerly winds up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour. That is going to be the direction in which those storms are going to be moving across the area as well. We're going to see that a lot of the storms are going to be firing up from areas like Rawlins and Casper, and then carrying their way into the central and high plains, where there is even an enhanced risk there just across our far Nebraska Panel region, and then that moves from a slight to the green region being a marginal. Marginal meaning that an isolated storm within the mix could become severe, and what we see is when we have this gradient, it means that storms will have that potential to see some better organization and bring a higher severe threat as it works its way into especially those plain regions. So what we'll see is that we'll watch storms start to develop as we head into the afternoon. Warm start to the day, but there we are, 2 to 3 o'clock, storms move in, a little bit more scattered, but then there's that organization as it moves its way into the Nebraska Panhandle. So again, as we typically are, we're that firing zone for those storms. And there's not as much accumulation as well off towards more of the west of I-25, as this is where those storms will start to see some isolated downpours possible. But as those storms organize and push their way off towards the east, that's where they could have some better potential of tapping into some Gulf moisture, as well as then bring those downpours, even looking at accumulation potentially getting upwards of a half an inch. So on top of the severe threat that storms could bring when it comes down to damaging wind gusts, some small to large hail, there also could be some isolated areas of some flash flooding. So really stay wary again between the warmth and those storm chances that will take over the region. Into our Friday, we'll at least keep an isolated chance for some showers and thunderstorms with that cold front pushing through, which we have a little pullback in those temperatures there out of those 90s, and then we'll be the coolest on Saturday into the 70s. Might find a stray evening storm, not expecting anything to be strong, but might have another slightly strong setup into our Sunday, where we do pull back to some of that warmth.